ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this, last video for the night. We're gonna do Smackdown review. I just got done watching, Friday Night Smackdown. So, on the final broadcast before, Clash in Paris Sunday afternoon, WWE presented the latest episode of Smackdown from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France, with headlined by two championship matches with Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa, and Charlotte and Alexa defend their tag titles against the Secret Harvest, Piper Niven and Alba Fire. And there was some other matches. Number one contenders title tag team number one contenders match between Street Profits and Mello Don't Miss. And Michin, Kiana James, John Cena, and Logan Paul went face to face. So some stuff that happened here tonight. And I believe they added the Wyatt Six to a tag title match for the show. So, overall, the August 29th edition of SmackDown tonight kicked off with a red-hot promo segment between Cena and Paul. Ended with a great moment and where Sami Zayn won the United States Championship, his first United States Championship win. I'm sure he'll get Sammy Hogan like every other wrestler does. You know, the Hogan thing is just, y'all don't know how to use that correctly. But it's wrestling Twitter. When do they ever know how to use things correctly? It's the internet wrestling community. They're a bunch of fucking nerds. So, in between was a mishmash matches and segments that range from mostly okay to good, with only the James Michin mess counting as a misstep, and that was hardly on the talent themselves. It was a solid, if forgettable show, with the aforementioned Cena Paul confrontation serving as the biggest highlight from the broadcast tonight. Decent, I guess. I feel like it's 6 out of 10. I thought it was slightly above average. It's not usually as good as the go-home shows normally are. To me. But let's go over that. So we're going to start off here. I have to scroll back up here. So, the match, no. What is happening? John Cena and Logan Paul face to face to kick us off here. So, under 48 hours before they square off in one of the marquee matches at Clash in Paris, John Cena and Logan Paul shared the squared circle to kick off Friday's broadcast. Paul hit the ring first and referred to himself as the Great Disruptor before insisting that he is changing the face of wrestling. This brought Cena out, who reminded Paul and the WWE Universe that he was the first disruptor. He then taught his opponent on Sunday a lesson in respect by apologizing to the kid he famously cut down in one of his first heel promos months ago and wrapped up things with a Val victory. Thought a pretty good promo here. Really great way to open the show. Some really great things here. This was a fantastic promo by John Cena, the type that only he can deliver. He spoke with conviction, dealt some harsh truths to Logan Paul. He even said something about the list of the top 25 celebrities, your boys, Drewski, I Show Speed, Kai Kanat. You're nowhere to be seen. I thought it was pretty funny, but and sold one of the biggest matches on the card. The heel handled himself too, but this is why a textbook example of why Cena hasn't and always will be able to connect with the audience in ways others in his position have struggled. And he said, now at age 30, when you make the front pages, it's for the wrong reasons. And he referenced Thugonomics, his word life, Brass Knuckles, and called himself the original disruptor, all callbacks to many fans' first introduction to the future Hall of Famer two decades ago. Man, no one panders to his audience quite like Cena. We're going to miss that after December, whether we know it now or not. And Logan talking trash in France during his promo was a nice touch and earned him considerable heat, as did his insistence that he was wrestling. So, I thought it was a pretty good way, pretty damn good to open the show here. What's next? Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green. So, Chelsea Green, Alba Fire, women's tag team champions. before scheduled match, injuring the knee. It led to an impromptu singles match between Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green. Eventually, Bliss jumped Green at the opening bell. Chelsea Green took control before the commercial break. Bliss fought back and was rolling until Alba Fire jumped on the apron to provide a distraction. The champion knocked her to the floor, but Green got the knees up to prevent Twisted Bliss. Both competitors traded attempted finishers before Bliss stacked Green up in a schoolgirl roll up for the win. After the match, Green and Fire attacked Bliss while Flair attempted to make the save. The Queen also made a similar phase. The heel stood tall to close out the segment. I don't know. I mean, it was okay. This was just a mess from a narrative standpoint. So they blamed the sneak attack and Flair's injured knee for the advertised tag team match being cancelled, only to then reveal that Piper and Evan was not cleared to compete in France anyways. This was just a mess. I mean, Alexa and Chelsea had surprisingly solid chemistry. This was a fun match. I thought it was a solid match as a result. Post-match, beatdown earned some heat and momentum, I guess, but they could. Why did they promote it was going to be a tag team match anyways if it wasn't even, going to happen? I don't know. Michin versus Kiana James. For that backstage, Jamie Priest answered a pre-recorded warning from Aleister Black by promising to beat him up and do it with a smile. Then we get back to the arena. Michin, in pursuit of a shot, Julia's Women's United States Championship, squared off with her associate, Kiana James. Julia still can't get a match. James attempted to use her purse as a weapon. Michin dodged it, rolled her up, and scored the win in just 6 seconds. 6 seconds. That's your women's division, folks, on Smackdown. That's your women's division. Can't do anything with Julia. Just have Kiana James get buried in 6 seconds. The shocking speed of the match was not without consequence, as the prospective number one contender found herself on the receiving end of a beatdown at the hands of her rivals, and ending with the beautiful Madness driving her face first into the steel steps. This was just so... didn't need to be on the show. It is incredibly difficult to convince any fans to care about a program of any kind when the match and the preceding beatdown are shorter than the entrances. And it is typically not a great sign for one's future when they are beaten in a humiliating short order as James was here. Remember Giovanni Vinci? He got pinned in 6 seconds. You're trying to convince me that she can be something for the women's division? She gets pinned in 6 seconds. How am I supposed to take her seriously? It's like they try to insult your intelligence. I'm Triple H, who was once so instrumental in the women's revolution and acquiring international talent to help build it. He's not figured out how to best utilize Julia to this point. United States wins the championship. What's she done? It's like Triple H does not know how to book champions, where he just leaves them off the show or has them in 10-second backstage segments. This was awful. I mean, just awful. When are we going to see Julia actually defend the title, or hell, even have a match? It's not a good sign when the beatdown is longer than the match. This was just awful. Michin defeats Kiana James. Don't know why you need to pair them up, but Triple H just sucks at booking champions. I'm tired of the Triple H glazing. Julia should be utilized better than this, but whatever, dude. So, McIntyre and Orton, they went face-to-face. Cut a promo on the second face-to-face in-ring promo segment of the night. Randy Orton joined McIntyre in the ring 1 week after dropping the Scottish Warrior with an RKO last week in Dublin. McIntyre warned the Viper about Cody Rhodes, telling him the former world champion that the reigning undisputed WWE champion is not his friend, but an opportunist looking to exploit him to his own advantage. As one might assume, things turned physical in short order and ended with the future Hall of Famer Randy Orton dropping anyone and everyone standing around him with RKOs, and he stands tall. Great segment here. Threading Rhodes into this feud and using his rivalry with McIntyre to introduce Orton as a potential foe for the American Nightmares. Arguably the best bit of storytelling Triple H and his creative team have delivered in months. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett exclaiming Hurricane Rana when Orton dropping him with an RKO was fun. Street Profits versus Mellow Don't Miss. Despite words of warning from Bo Dallas, Sans, Uncle Howdy consuming. The Street Profits and the team... What is happening? And the team of... What is happening? And the team of Carmelo Hayes and The Miz squared off with an opportunity to challenge the Wyatt Six for there to be tag team championships at a later date, which we figured out. Miz re-interference was early on, thwarting the babyface's onslaught out of the gate and allowing Hayes to turn the tide in the Hills' favor. The Hills dominated throughout the commercial break, but a desperation slam by Angelo Dawkins allowed him to make a much-needed tag to Montez Ford, who exploded into the match with his trademark frantic energy. Miz halted his momentum momentarily, delivering a DDT for a near fall. Hayes added a splash for another near fall, looking to keep the team's championship hopes alive. The Wyatt Six made their presence felt, distracting Miz and allowing the Street Profits to deliver the revelation for the win. So, Street Profits defeated Miz and Hayes. The Street Profits have consistently delivered some of their best work yet in 2025, and they have unfinished business with the Wyatt Six, but it would have been interesting to see what Miz and Mello could have done with Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, but not going to complain. I mean, it's a good tag match. This is a fairly straightforward match, nothing groundbreaking or earth-shattering, with an outcome that felt fairly predictable. Here's hoping someone in WWE's creative team can find something more interesting to do with Hayes, who's been criminally underutilized in relation to his enormous talent, because he's good on the mic, great performer, has charisma. Don't care that he isn't tall. I mean, I don't care about that man. I mean, Jay Cargill looks like $1 million, and she's terrible. So, can they do something with Carmelo Hayes, please? Get him away from the Miz. Stop with this. And also, Jay Cargill, #1 contender. I don't know if it's highlighted here or if I missed it, but Jay Cargill is the #1 contender to Tiffany Stratton's women's title. And I ask why? Why? Can they do something creative? I mean, it's not that hard to do something creative. I mean, she lost clean at SummerSlam. Why the fuck is she getting another title shot? She lost clean. Defeated clean, no contenders match, and she's given a title shot because, don't know. WWE fails to give you a creative storytelling. You just have to assume on your own. But I don't know why. She sucks. She's a freaking botch machine. She got pinned clean. Can we get some new people like Chelsea Green, for example? Like, holy shit, man. I mean, Nia Jax, Jay Cargill, it's the same fucking shit with this division. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. The rivalry between Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa, the main event, reached a new level of intensity Friday night. The main event of Smackdown with the United States Championship up for grabs. Sikoa found himself in control early, wearing Zayn down throughout the commercial break as the challenger mounted a comeback. His Sikoa's MFT, Tonga alone, and JC Mateo made their presence felt. Jimmy was so tempted to even the odds, but found himself beaten down until Fatu. Jacob Fatu made the save. Heading down stretch, Sikoa appeared to be in control despite a red-hot crowd, being solidly behind his opponent Sami Zayn, but he delivered a top rope splash, but only keep him down for 2 as Zayn's trademark resiliency reared its head. The challenger delivered a spike, delivered an exploder suplex into the corner, set the haluva kicks. Sikoa cut him off, but Zayn delivered 2 straight finishers to secure the win and title, all to a thunder ovation from the fans in Lyon, France, and Sami Zayn wins the title. While there was an abundance wrong with the carrying crossfit, at least it paid itself off with Sami shaking off the devil's influence, rediscovering his focus and confidence winning the title. That said, this is a pretty unsatisfactory conclusion to the Fatu-Sokola rivalry, which appeared destined to conclude with a Samoan Werewolf regaining his title with a win over his cousin. Still, despite the questionable timing of the title change, it was a strong match fueled by a hot crowd and an emotional win for a beloved and great wrestler. So, yeah, solid show, 6 out of 10. Clash in Paris on Sunday, so see you then. So, leave a like, subscribe for more. Until I'm out. Peace. Have a good night, and I'll be here Saturday. 7 recap. It's going to be a busy Saturday.